great to be talking lacrosse again on Cards TV. I'm Sean Moth. You know the head coach of the Cardinals, Kelly Young. Super to see you. Thanks for watching. And Coach, we're often jumping the 2012 season, and this is a much anticipated season for a lot of reasons. One of those is because that amazing group of recruits that you brought in to start your program are now off in the real world, seeing what things are really like, and consequently you've got a lot of spots to fill with some youth, and I know for coaches that brings a lot of frustration, but it also brings a lot of excitement.
What this young group has done in such a short amount of time is pretty neat. We have 11 new faces on the field, so one returning starter in Monica Negron, and it's exciting. You know, we have a lot of room to grow, a lot of mistakes to overcome, but that energy is out there, and we have that fearlessness that we had in that first year. And
that energy was evident in your opener at Ohio State. I mean, you jumped out, you took the lead against a top 10, maybe top 5 team, and unfortunately it was difficult to sustain that against them, but what you're seeing is maybe not the consistency, but flashes of what could be.
Those sparks are what keep our coaching staff sort of on track and pushing them forward to say, listen, I know it's hard, I know the result isn't what we want, but keep focused on this. See what we did well here. This is, if we fix these little things, look at how that margin would have shifted, and that's where we just keep saying we've got to coach our butts off this year. We've got to give them as much information as we can to prepare them for the future.
You can ask almost any coach. It's one thing to take a loss. It's another thing to have that loss linger and force a loss in the next match or the match after that. That's one nice thing. Your young team didn't allow that to happen against Longwood. You picked up a good win.
You know, it's that youth has this, you know, the frustration that can be involved in there when that blank stare comes back at you sometimes. But on the flip side, it also has this, they let things go. And they were excited about playing Longwood, and hopefully we gave them a scouting report that prepared them. But they came out, and Longwood actually scored a couple quick goals. I look at video today, not even phased. They just came back and started tallying them up. So that attitude, that being very present is very much with this team.
And it's easy to look at a box score and see who stood out. And from that standpoint, early, it's been Nikki Bolcha, a sophomore from Ohio. She's done a really nice job.
She has, and it's neat to see her game develop. She's one of the players, no exaggerations, on the field every day, and she's a role model for her peers. She's a role model for lacrosse players in general, and to have the result, to have the 7 goals in the first game, the 5 in the second game, to be a Big East Offensive Player of the Week. You know, we've had a player like Bergen Foley who I don't know that she ever received that. You know, and to have Nikki get that this year already is remarkable, and we're really excited to have her on our squad.
The comeback Old Dominion, it's a road weekend, and it's difficult, and you guys, you cut it to 1 late, and it just maybe a little more experience, and maybe the home field have an advantage for Old Dominion. They're able to edge you guys out. Well,
and part of that too is our youth. We look at the game, and if I can go back and play all the moments, we had played a tough game as much as a score with a pretty big differential on Friday. 48 hours turnover with a young team was tough. It was our legs. You know, our legs got in the way of our minds that let ODU take advantage with a very senior-laden team, and Heather's done a great job there. You know, following in Sue's, who had built a program. So we have to now get used to our fitness and our ability to come back and compete, because that's Big East. We're off, Friday, Sunday, Thursday, Saturday. But again, their lessons learned. They kept fighting for 60 minutes. They didn't give up. We got a couple key draws at the end. We got 3 shots off at the end of the game that just didn't go in. So they have the fight in them.
We talked about a couple of your players over the first 3 matches. Any others that stood out? I know defensively a lot of times, or sometimes in the midfield, you get great performances that don't put up numbers in the box score.
It is so true, and our defense truly is one of the best defenses we've had. And if people can sort of let go of the goals that are going in, what's happening is that we're making a great stop. Our goalies are making a great save. What we're doing is then turning it over, so it's coming back down our throats. Janae Dzigowicz is having a great year. She is in her 5th season here. We're excited to have her again next year as well. But the 4 years of her being on that sideline due to injury, that intelligence has really showing on the field, and watching her be a team player. Monica Negron's having a great start. Excited for her to be a captain as a sophomore and to gain this experience this year. Her transition play has really stepped up.
Outstanding. There's nothing better than playing at home, and there's something special about the home opener. And you've got DU on Friday at 2 o'clock. Historically, you played really well right here next door in the home field. I know you've got to be very excited about Friday's match.
It's always good to play at home, and it's been a little bit odd to have the first 3 games on the road, so we can't wait to be in our stadium and on our field with our Cards fans. So Denver's a little bit of an unknown. You know, I know the coach really well. Obviously, I've watched them for years, but we haven't played them yet. So this is going to be a good battle between 2 young, inexperienced teams fighting it out, but they're well coached, and we have to be ready.
All right, the Cards and the Pioneers Friday at the Lacrosse Stadium, and we'd love to have you at 2 o'clock and cheering on the team to a victory in their home opener this year. The weather looks like it should be great, so we hope we see you there. Good luck to you and the team.
Thank you so much.
For Kelly Young, I'm Sean Moth. Thanks for watching. We'll talk next week right here on Cards TV.